Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good morning to all the lecturers. Today I am Nurul Farhazita binti Muhammad Zaidi, and I would like to present to you my proposal protocol on the systematic review on the flavonoid and flavonoid compounds of stingless bee honey associated with the cardiovascular diseases. Characteristic of honey. 1. The physical properties. It has a fluid texture where it has less viscosity of the honey. Second, slow crystallization where it slows down the liquid to solid process, and it has a sweet-sour flavor. The composition of the honey comes from the flower, geographical region, and climate. This table tell us about the amount of stingless bee honey in 100 grams. The other name of the stingless bee honey is also known as the Meliponian honey, Trigano honey, and Kelulite honey. Physical structure by the Malaysian Agriculture Research and Development Institute, MARDI. Stingless bee has a smaller size than other bee. The physicochemical properties of the stingless bee honey. Based on the previous study, it has a lower digestive activity, low pH approximately 3.6, higher moisture content, slightly elevated hydroxymethylfurfuryl (HMF), higher H content, lower total carbohydrate, and higher acidity. Bioactive compounds that can be found in the stingless bee honey are the phenolic compound and the flavonoid compound. In the Avila study in 2019, the abundance of the phenolic compound are PCA and 4-hydroxyphenyl acetate acid. The other phenolic compound that can be found in the stingless bee honey are 2-hydroxycinnamic acid, cinnamic acid, stringent acid, caffeic acid, garlic acid, and p-coumaric acid. Next, flavonoid compound. Based on the Guyin study in 2019, quercetin is the most abundant compound that can be found in the stingless bee honey. This is because it can inhibit the process of the peroxidation of the lipid membrane. The other flavonoid compounds are apigenin, atezine, camphorol, luteolin, and chrysin. As we know, stingless bee honey has a higher antioxidant properties, where the composition of the stingless bee honey has phenolic acid and flavonoid compound. This compound is directly isolated from the origin of the flower. Seed-leucine zipper BZ protein is known as the NRF2 protein, where it can inhibit the oxidative stress when the people consume the stingless bee honey. Furthermore, honey can suppress the cell damage, inhibit the membrane oxidation, and decrease the reactive oxygen species ROS generation. Cardiovascular disease. Based on the Rene study in 2019, there is the lipopolysaccharide-induced rate. With the consumption of the stingless bee honey can improve the serum level of the liver, kidney, and heart. This is because the rich composition of the phenolic and flavonoid compound in the stingless bee honey. Stingless bee honey can inhibit the LDL oxidation. This is based on the Guyin study in 2019. The flavonoid compound in the stingless bee honey can improve the coronary vasodilation, reduce the ability of the platelet in the blood clot. Reason why the systematic review is the highest ranking in the hierarchy of the scientific evidence. The first one, it is the highest quality tool to use to conduct the study. The second one is provide up-to-date published article. where all the information on this topic is currently and latest information that can be searched in the database. It's repeatable and reproducible, where the other researchers who are interested in the similar topic about this study can use the keyword that are provided in this study. As we know, in stingless bee honey, it consists of the phenolic and flavonoid compound. This compound has antioxidant properties which can inhibit the production of the reactive oxygen species and also inhibit the oxidative stress. The oxidative stress will interfere with the normal physiological of the body. If the physiological body is interfered, it will lead to the cardiovascular disease. The cardiovascular disease is mainly causes of the death in the world. Based on the Department of Statistics measure in 2019, the number one causes of the mortality is ischemic heart disease. There is the increasement in the cardiovascular disease in worldwide. It will affect the Sustainable Development Goal, which is we want to achieve the goal number 2, have a good health and well-being by 2030. To determine the correlation between phenolic and flavonoid compound of the stingless bee honey with the cardiovascular diseases. Methodology process of this study is based on the preferred reporting items for systematic review and meta-analysis, PRISMA. PRISMA consists of the Cochrane authors, and it is the evidence base to report the systematic review and meta-analysis. It consists of the 4-phase flow diagram. Eligibility criteria is population of this study is the stingless bee. Intervention is the antioxidant activity property. Comparison is the with or without flavonoid and phenolic compounds. Outcome is to decrease the risk of the cardiovascular diseases, CVD. The other criteria are English articles. The article have to be within 10 years ago. This study also involved in vivo, which is the human study, and in vitro study, which is involved in animal study. The search strategy that I use in this study are: first one is the antioxidant properties, flavonoid compound, phenolic compound, cardiovascular diseases. These 4 will be combined by 2 keywords or more keywords to be used. Information sources is used by the 2 electronic database, which is the PubMed and Scopus. This selection is based on the PRISMA 2019 flowchart. Data collection process, where I choose the method pilot test, where I choose 8 selected articles from the database to be used to ensure all the components that I choose to insert in the data extraction instrument can be fulfill all the information. Data item consists of PICO, participant, intervention, comparison, and also outcome. The tools that I use in this study is the Effective Public Health Practice Project, EPHPP. It has a higher reliability of the study to assess the study quality. The first appendix that I use is data extraction instrument. Gantt chart and the milestone is help me to set a due date to make sure all the process to develop the systematic review from the proposal writing to the thesis writing will be achieved by the due date. Thank you for listening to my proposal protocol.